If you're watching this in real time the day it was uploaded, I know there'll be questions like I'm about to answer because there always is. The way I'm facing Giovanni Shadow Zapdos right now instead of after the timed research is because I still have a Super Rocket Radar left over from skipping a month. The encounter with Giovanni is tied to a Super Rocket Radar, which is normally given via a special research quest, but for April it'll actually be given in a timed research, not special. Anyway, while this is just a first look at taking down his Zapdos team here right now, this video will actually show you how we can use strategy to make up for a lack in strength in either CP or level. I'll be talking a lot, I'm sorry. The first part of the strategy comes right at the beginning where we had Alolan Ninetales only do one hit, but that one hit was actually important enough to generate a small amount of energy for when its turn comes against Giovanni's middle spot Pokemon. Now, the first thing we sent in was a Golem, and its purpose actually was to die, pretty much. Again, this is using a strategy if you've got weaker Pokemon. The Golem was intended to break a single shield while doing as much damage as it could before fainting. A meat shield, maybe. And that's for our true star to shine, which is Galarian Stunfisk. Our channel guide is amazing to use when Persian has Scratch. I know someone out there, not very experienced yet, is thinking right now, use Machamp, Conkeldurr, etc. to beat that Persian. Yes, only if it has Feint Attack. When the Persian has Scratch, you watch what happens to your Machamp that isn't fully powered above 3000. And all of these Pokemon, speaking of, are not only within the Great League CP levels, but the Alolan Ninetales that you'll see is 981. More on that soon. This account, by the way, is from an old friend slash viewer, you could say, that lets me experiment on his account all the time. So the idea with Galarian Stunfisk here is, again, it really is the star, and it can pretty much be the star of every single Team Go Rocket fight, I feel like. We're going to use it against the Zapdos as well. One thing you are also going to notice on screen is we did get to switch in that Ninetales. I'm not sure if you normally would or not. I actually really tried to wait, but because of April Fools, essentially, you know, starting April 1st, that is local time, your apparently PvP, but also Team Go Rocket fights, you'll be able to actually switch out in half the time you normally would be able to without the event's effect, you know, so they made that basically as some kind of mischief or whatever, is that you can switch out in like half the time it normally takes. And a switch in Team Go Rocket fights is actually extremely key. You always want to use that when you feel like you need to and when you can. Whenever you switch or the opponent faints, you know, anything like that, any kind of switch, fainting or manual, the Team Go Rocket Pokemon are going to stand still, and it's almost for like 3 seconds. That's like really valuable time, actually. It doesn't sound like a lot on its surface. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and send Galarian Stunfisk back in. If you couldn't, you know, I'm trying to wait and simulate a normal switch time, but I actually, while I'm fighting, I don't know if I can kind of do the brain power of thinking like, wow, how many seconds is this going to take? Could we normally switch right now? So if you couldn't, it's okay. Use the Alolan Ninetales to kind of get some last little bit of damage off on the Zapdos because it's going to be super effective as well. Zapdos is weak to ice, but it's also weak to rock, which is why we've got the Galarian Stunfisk with Rock Slide specifically. Now, if you were going up against the Persian earlier and you wanted to break shields faster, you could have 2 charge attacks, and one of them could be Muddy Water to break those shields. It also, of course, has a chance for debuffing the opponent. Good little move to throw out there. So both Stunfisks, of course, do resist the Zapdos here, and they resist hardcore because ground basically resists electric like crazy, and Zapdos' fast move can only be electric. Not its charge moves, but the fast. You'll see we take it down right there. The thing is that the Unovan Stunfisk, not this one, it doesn't really have the moveset that is set up better, which is going to be Rock Slide, you know, again. So without having access to Rock Slide, you could still get the job done, you know, in a pinch or whatever, but Galarian Stunfisk is going to be a little bit more optimized for you there. Now, we'll have other videos on this channel, and of course, you guys, the viewers, can submit your fights to me, and if it's really interesting, of course, I'd love to commentate over it. Just send that on Discord or in the comments, Google Drive, but we'll also have looks that are more effective and optimized on this channel as well, since I still have to fight this with my own account and everything. Rhyperior, even actually Golem, is going to be pretty good just because your ground types are going to be awesome for resisting so much, but you want something that has like rock or ice moves, right? Mamoswine is another one. So we'll see that later. Go ahead and click an end screen on screen, and thanks for viewing.